are watching the Tuesday edition of Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. Here are the leading top stories this hour. First up, the Northwest Provincial team progressed to the final stages of the National Teaching Awards. And earlier today, the N4 experienced a cash in transit heist, and we get more from the SAPS. In the business news, the NPA's IDAC is set to provide an indictment on former Transnet executive charged with fraud and corruption. And in the sports news, we take a look at the Agricultural College's soccer and netball tournament. We begin here. Northwest Education MEC Viola Mutsumi will on the 9th of October lead a Northwest Department of Education delegation to the final stages of the National Teaching Awards to be hosted by the Department of Basic Education in South Africa. Now this is where all 9 provinces will be competing. 41 out of 135 finalists will be recognized as the best of the best during the 2025 National Teaching Awards ceremony. Earlier this year in August, the Northwest Department of Education successfully hosted the provincial leg of the National Teaching Awards at the Mabato Convention Center, celebrating the invaluable role of teachers and school leaders who go above and beyond to transform education. The ceremony recognized outstanding teachers across categories.
Balanced. They are biased towards this particular learners, as if they are the only ones who are actually protected by the Constitution. We know that the Constitution of South Africa, it protects each and every citizen on South Africa. So it is high time. Things must change in our schools. And we are not going to tolerate anymore such behaviors. School governing bodies, you are empowered by different policies. Assist us as the department. Because when you talk of school governing body, you are talking about parents together with educators there. If it comes to a push, expel. Because we don't want such behaviors in our schools. Teachers are supposed to be mentors. They are supposed to be parents to those particular learners. But if we are having a situation where there is a learner, he or she is untouchable, because it can't be. Things must change starting from now on. So we must use that particular school as an example, so that we are able to send strong messages to other schools and to other learners who actually intend to do the same. Because the problem is that if we don't act, that's where the problem is. And I know that as the department, we are definitely going to act. And we are ready for those particular criticism. Because as leaders, we were taught that as a leader, but as the department, we are saying we are no longer going to tolerate any learner who's unable actually to conduct himself or herself in a manner that is acceptable. Our schools are supposed to be places of safety, where our teachers, because the very same teachers, we are talking about the teachers who happen to be parents to somebody. So you'd imagine what will that video, what that particular teacher. So it can be. And there is no excuse for us as the department to leave that particular issue the way it is. I've given them terms of reference. Before the end of this month, something needs to be done. We must have a full report in terms of the SGB decisions. Those particular learners, like other learners, they must go through proper disciplinary processes, and then we'll take it from there. As we look ahead, let us reaffirm our commitment to empowering our educators, to equip them with the tools, support, and recognition they deserve. Let us continue to build a resilient teaching capable of guiding our nation youth towards a brighter, sustainable future. To all the educators here today, your work is noble, vital, and transformative. You are the architects of our future. Your passion ignites the potential within every learner. Keep inspiring, keep resilient, and keep building a sustainable education system that will stand the test of time. Good luck to all the candidates.
In other news, motorists using the N4 road between Moinoi and Majakaneng were in the early hours of Monday advised to be cautious and use alternative routes. This after the South African Police Service in the province confirmed that various units and the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation member arrived at the scene where a cash-in-transit robbery was allegedly committed at approximately 8:30 a.m. According to information, one security lost his life during the incident. Here's SAPS Brigadier Sabata Mokwabona with more details. And now on tonight's Good News feature, we shine a light on local talent making a mark against the odds. In one of the northwest townships of Tigane, one young artist is turning simple pencils into powerful works of art. My colleague Bitumelo Monari sat down with him to find out more.
The South African Police Service in the province launched an investigation following a cash-in-transit robbery that was allegedly committed at around 8:30 on Monday, the 6th of October 2025, on the N4 road between Moinoi and Majakaneng village. It is alleged that unknown suspects driving in a Toyota Fortuner vehicle shot at the vehicle that was escorting the cash-in-transit van and instantly killed one of the occupants, aged 47. Thereafter, a sedan vehicle was used to ram into the cash van, which was then exploded with explosives. The suspects afterward took an undisclosed amount of cash and set alight the sedan before fleeing from the scene. No arrest has been made at this stage, and investigations into the matter by the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation are underway.
Thanks, Philadelphia. Yes, in Tigane, creativity is sketching out new possibilities. And for one young man, a simple pencil has become a tool for both self-expression and creativity. Meet Bonang Tukwe, a self-taught visual artist from Tigane whose drawings are capturing the hearts of his community. Hi, Bonang. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate for joining you guys.
So, when did you first discover your love for drawing?
It was 2018. I was like drawing cars. Every time when I'm drawing at my classroom, like my classmates were like, "You are too good. You need to push." So like that's when I discovered my first love for drawing.
Yeah. So, what inspires what your drawings like? How do you decide who to draw or the things that you draw?
Like the motivation and heartwarming compliments that people are giving me over social media, even face to face. So like even me when I'm done drawing, like I'm like, yo, I'm too good in this. This is so nice.
Yeah.
You know. And people I choose to draw is like celebrities, because they are the one who can make me get the recognition I deserve.
Yeah. Can you name drop some celebrities that you've drawn?
Kaizer Small, Mr. Jezik, and DJ Mofokeng.
And has any of them ever been like seen it, or would you like them to see it? Yeah.
Yeah, Kaizer Small saw an undone one, undone portrait, and Mr. Jezik, saw the full one, and reposted on his IG.
Yeah. So you're from Tigane, you know, a community that doesn't have access to some of these opportunities out there. How do you keep going and make a living and put your art out there despite, you know, the tough times?
Yeah, Tigane is a place where there's no art schools, there's no shops where I can get the resources, materials. But I told myself that everything is possible, you know. Yeah, and everything is possible, and I aim to get where I want, like I aim to get where I want me to get, the highest point, you know. Like Tigane is a small township. You know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Tigane is a small township, and I would like to get Tigane be recognized.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because there's a lot of talents there that are hidden. Now, I want them to get like all over the country.
The world.
Yeah.
Okay, so like when people look at your art and your drawings, what is something that you want them to see or to know or to take away from your drawings?
I want people to feel inspired.
Yeah.
I want to be an example to my community.
Okay.
And I told myself that no one will create an opportunity for you. You are the one who have to create the opportunity for yourself.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And I want people to get inspired of me, you know. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Because Tigane, and I don't know if there's a person or there was a person who is in the big industries who is coming from Tigane, a small township. Now I want to be the first one. Even if I'm not, I want to be that guy. I want to inspire upcoming artists. You know, yeah.
So you've drawn quite a lot of famous people, you know, you've done some amazing work, I've seen it myself. But now for a very important question of the day. When are you drawing me?
Just give me a picture, bro.
No, jokes aside, you are truly an inspiration. Keep the good work up, and you are proof that talent can come from anywhere.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. There you have it. That is Bonang from Tigane, proof that talent has no...
And on to this now, a team of South Africans abducted as part of Israeli authorities' interception of the Global Summit flotilla are expected back in South African soil soon. The flotilla comprises humanitarian vessels seeking to deliver aid to Gaza. This after many of the detainees released videos calling on President Cyril Ramaphosa to call on Israel to secure their unconditional release, ensure their safe return home, and gave assurance that humanitarian aid is protected and makes its way unhindered to Gaza. The detainees also include former President Nelson Mandela's grandson, Mandla Mandela.
Flotilla, come in. This is Nkosizwe Velile on the Jordanian Galaxy. Can you hear me? We are reporting that all our comrades, brothers and sisters on the Global Summit flotilla are safe and on their way home. Upon their arrival in their home countries, they will give media briefings on the mission. Anyone receiving this message, please tell my wife, Nosegeni Rabia Mande, that I am coming home. She must tell my kids, Mandela, Kolihlahla and Nonhlanhla, that Daddy is coming home. Looking forward to seeing you all, inshallah.
Now, the details on the welcoming event is expected to take place, we understand, on Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Moving on to international news now, sources have been revealed that the first day of resumed indirect talks between Israel and Hamas in Egypt ended on a positive note, amid hopes of a potential deal to implement United States President Donald Trump's 20-point plan to end the war in Gaza. Reports by Al Jazeera revealed that a meeting in the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh on Monday was positive, and that a roadmap was drawn for how the current round talks would continue. Now, the Hamas delegation mediators that Israel continued bombing of Gaza poses a challenge to negotiations on the release of captives. The Hamas delegation included Hamas leader Khalil al-Hayya and Zahir Jabarin, two negotiators who survived an Israeli assassination attempt in Qatar's Doha that killed 5 people last month. Now, the Day 1 talks covered the proposed exchange of prisoners and captives and a ceasefire and humanitarian aid entering Gaza, according to Egypt's state-linked Al Qahira News. Now, United Nations Secretary, General Antonio Guterres said that the recent proposal put forward by Trump presents an opportunity that must be seized to bring the tragic conflict to an end. And with that, let's take a look now at the business news. In the business news, the Palm Ridge Specialized Commercial Crime Court postponed the case against Brian Molefe and his co-accused to the 18th of November for the provision of an indictment and a date for the matter to be transferred to the High Court. Molefe, who's the former Group Chief Executive Officer of the Transnet, is charged together with Anuj Singh, who's a former Group Chief Financial Officer, Siyabonga Gama, a former Group Chief Executive Officer, and Tamsanga Gianni, who was the Chief Procurement Officer in the Transnet Freight Rail Division within Transnet. Now, they are facing 17 charges that include the contravention of the Public Finance Management Act, fraud, corruption, and the contravention of the Companies Act. And that's all from the business news. We get your latest in the sports up next.
The Transnet fraud and corruption case involving Brian Molefe and Siyabonga Gama, together with two others, was postponed to 18 November 2025 for the NPA's investigating Directorate Against Corruption to provide the four accused with an indictment and for a date to have the matter be transferred to the High Court be decided upon. Their 50,000 rands bail was extended and they are expected to be back in court in November when the matter resumes.
In sporting news, yesterday was day 3 of the National Agricultural College's soccer and netball tournament hosted at the Sedara College of Agriculture in Pietermaritzburg, and it saw a tough outing for both Taung Agricultural College as well as the Potchefstroom College of Agriculture. Now, the proud representatives of the Northwest Province and the Team Dot, despite a challenging day on the courts and fields, our teams showed a great fighting spirit and resilience, playing with determination until the final whistle. In netball, Taung faced off with the Grootjies and lost 24-21, while Potch placed against Elsenburg, losing 18-34. Now, in the soccer front, Taung versus Grootjies saw the match being won by the Grootjies, while Potch and Elsenburg played to a 0-0 draw. Moving on to soccer news now, Bafana were dealt a major blow ahead of the two crucial 2026 World Cup qualifiers against Zimbabwe and Rwanda. Orlando Pirates forward Relebohile Mofokeng has been withdrawn from the senior national team due to an injury that he sustained on Saturday. Mofokeng will miss Friday's penultimate match against neighbors Zimbabwe and next Tuesday final qualifiers against Rwanda. Mofokeng has been replaced by Mduduzi Shabalala of Kaizer Chiefs. Coach Hugo Broos says that only two overseas-based players, Lyle Foster and Sipepelo Sitole, missed the first day of training.
It's really Mofokeng because of the injury he got on Saturday, and we replaced him by Shabalala. Secondly, there are still two players who didn't arrive because they played yesterday. That was Foster and Sitole. So they will arrive tomorrow morning, and tomorrow afternoon we will be complete to do the training. I don't have to tell you that maybe the next games are historical. Everybody knows that it's 24 years ago that South Africa could qualify for World Cup. So our situation is a little bit changed because of the deduction of 3 points, but that's the only change. Even with 3 points ahead, we had to win our two last games to be mathematically sure to be qualified. So that is not a change for us. And certainly look at the next games. there are 4 teams involved. It's impossible that 4 teams can win their 2 matches. This is impossible. So therefore, the game of Friday is maybe the most important. If we can win that game, we have 17 points. Nigeria, if they win their 2 games, they can only have 17 points. Same thing for Rwanda. But if they win their 2 games, Benin cannot win the 2 games because they play against Nigeria and Rwanda. And therefore, the game of Friday is so important for us to win it. There are no doubts. There have never been doubts from my side. And I will try to transfer that to the group tomorrow at the meeting we have, like always. I believe in that group, and I'm sure that on Friday they will do everything to win that game. And why should we doubt if we see the performances in the past 8 games for the qualifiers? I think if there is a team who deserve to go to the World Cup, it's South Africa. We should have won also against Lesotho without Tebogo, because we won against Benin without Tebogo 4 days later. So that means that normally we should have 17 points now. If you see that performance we had in the last 2 years, because it's already 2 years when the first game took place, I think there is only one team who deserves to go there. We did what we have to do. Even that we did something that we are not allowed to do, but the 17 points would always be there. And for that reason, there was never a doubt from my side, even when they deducted the 3 points. So they can be sure that on Friday there will be a team on the pitch who will do everything to win that game. And we don't expect something from our opponents. And I saw that the coach of Zimbabwe already said that we don't have to expect something for their side. We never expect something from Zimbabwe. They're always very motivated to play against us. So we are ready for that. And we will try to win that game on Friday. And again, then we will see what happens on the other pitches. But again, this is a very important game to win.
And that's where we're going to have to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be standing by tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.